Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the Beth Israel Rabbi. My son Yair and I just returned from the East Coast from visiting family and seeing friends in Pittsburgh, New York, and Boston. As you can see, we are filming this particular 5 Minutes of Torah from the sanctuary in anticipation of the high holidays, which this year will be celebrated in the sanctuary, at VTT for the alternative service, and outside for all of our youth programming. We're doing this in order to be able to maximize the space and spread people out as much as possible in order to keep us all healthy. We look forward to seeing you here or online for those of you who are not yet able to come back into the synagogue. When I was in New York, I spent a considerable amount of time actually preparing for the high holidays, and it was a wonderful experience. But as Yair and I were leaving, we had to be tested for COVID. And that went well, except while we were waiting, two other people, a couple actually and their kids who were also Canadian, waiting to be tested for COVID in order to be able to return home, were there as well. And I was a little surprised as they were leaving. One of them mentioned to me that he has not yet been vaccinated. And his reason for not yet being vaccinated was because, quite frankly, he said, if others are vulnerable, let them stay at home. I was quite surprised, quite shocked that there are people in this world who have such an attitude. But maybe it's because we've spent so much time in our homes. Maybe it's because we spent 3 months literally not leaving our homes that there are some of us who have forgotten about the importance of caring for other people and have taken on an attitude that if someone else is vulnerable, well, they should just stay in their home in the same way we all did for 3 months. This coming Shabbat, we read Parshat Ki Teitzei. This Torah portion, which is part of Moses' valedictory, includes the most number of mitzvot in the entire Torah. Most and many of these mitzvot deal with the concept of compassion, of how we treat other people. The Torah portion has a number of mitzvot about returning lost objects, lost garments, and lost animals to their original owner. Moses actually says, Lo tuchal hitalem. You may not remain indifferent. Rashi explains that this means that you may not close your eyes, pretending that you never saw the lost object of the other person. In fact, so much of this parsha is about not remaining indifferent, going out of our way in order to take care of other people. Because the truth is that we are all vulnerable. We all are vulnerable to the situation around ourselves, not only when we leave our house, but even in our house. We are all part of a community, and therefore we must take care of everyone else in our community. Not only in the Jewish community, not only in Vancouver, but literally around the world. Yes, this means that we need to look out for ourselves by being vaccinated, but look out for other human beings as well. And yes, this means that as people are suffering in this world, such as in Haiti at this moment from an earthquake, and such as in Afghanistan at this moment, we must care about them as well. We as human beings, we as Jews, we as the students of this week's Parsha may never remain indifferent to the vulnerabilities of other human beings. Shabbat Shalom.